woman acts like a child, she's dating a man. Okay? If a woman acts like a mom, she's dating a child. And if a woman acts like a man, she's dating a fucking loser.
I kind of love
you like
this.
that one, right? Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
I thought that was bars.
It's bars. Yeah, I gotta give her the big thumbs up.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Yep.
You know, sometimes, and like that was like 4 sentences.
Yeah, that's all it takes, man.
That's all it took. Like that's all it took. You know what? I don't know that I have any notes. That was well done. I think it's she distilled a lot. I would have spent a good half an hour explaining like what it just took her 3 sentences to spit. So yeah, that was fire. That was absolute fire. I have no notes. Totally agree. Just totally agree. I'm floored by that. That was well done. Well done. You almost have me speechless on that one.
First time ever in the history of the show.
But it's totally true. I'd say she's dead on. I'm embarrassed now on how I'm gonna expound on this when she just said it so much better. But if you did a deep dive into what she just said, it's absolutely crystalline. Like it's a absolute distillation. She reduced the sauce as much as it could be reduced without losing any of the value of it. I think, yeah, I mean, men, you know, I've seen a lot of women go for men who like they end up having to mommy them, and it really is like that guy's just a boy. And if a woman is like in the man's role, it's very often that she's been forced to because the guy is just a total fuck up. And when you see a woman acting like a child, like where she's sort of able to be playful and able to be sort of whatever, it's usually because she's got a man who's like solid footing and lets her sort of, you know, be calm and confident in her ability to not feel like she has to carry it all. So I think that's not only was it incredibly well said, better than I could have said it, but it's distilled in a really smart way. And it's something that I think every one of us goes, shit, yeah pretty good. So.
All right, well, let's end on a good one here, right? I think
you couldn't end better than that.
I think you might have some notes on this one.
All right.
This comes from Lucas Answers, where Lucas says that he'll give you the key to 100xing your online brand.
Oh, shit.
So we should all just
get my credit card out. Yeah, let's do this.
DM him the word win, and that's it.
What is the word I have to send him?
Win.
Win.
One word,
okay,
win.
Great. Win. Here we go.
How about act like a woman? If a woman is dating a man, then she acts like a woman. Well, I just mean playful and whimsical and funny. Yeah, you can do all of that while being a woman. Well, I want to be creative and, you know, just free and just like a woman. You can do all of that and be a woman. A lot of times, modern women relinquish their responsibilities to the man. If the man is taking care of this, he's taking care of this, he's taking care of this, he's taking care of this, then I can be free to do whatever I want to do. I have the option to go between. You should be a woman and the man should be a man. But because he's stuck being the father all the time, then you can be a child. Hey, babe, can you go get me some Starbucks? Can you take me to Starbucks? We go to Starbucks. Hey, babe, can you take me to Target? I want to buy some of these things. Stuff that you don't actually even need. Stuff that doesn't even benefit him. It benefits you. Well, it benefits him because I'm in my... Stop that bull crap. That benefits you. That's something that you wanted. He don't really even benefit from that. The benefit that he's getting from that is going to be marginal. But we reduce the sauce and we say, man, this is a simple sauce. It only has maybe 3 or 4 ingredients. And then we taste it. And we say, dang, the sauce looked good, but it wasn't that good at all. It needs salt. And the more we taste it, he said, we actually needs pepper. It's actually not seasoned at all. What's in this sauce? Nothing. It just, you dyed it. You dyed it so it would look like it was the real deal. That's what modern women do. They dye things. They fix it up. They put it in presentation. She probably spent a long time. Well, it didn't come from her, but she probably, or whoever made up the saying, spent a long time trying to put it in those words. Sounds good. Sounds elegant. Sounds eloquent. Sounds like, oh man, that's profound. But the more you think about this type of stuff, it's just a nicer way of saying, I'm not going to really do anything. I don't plan on doing anything. And I hope you don't expect me to do anything either, because I'm not going to. It's just another way, as we see over and over again, of modern women backing up from responsibility, not wanting to do what they're supposed to be doing They want the man to stand there, flat-footed, take care of them, do what they want all the time. And then a man, what is he get out of it? A child. Oh, I'm playful. You can be playful as an adult. Tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. You want to horse around? Okay, let's do that. But after we horse around, let's get back to the responsibilities. You got to wash the clothes. I got to go back to work. Or vice versa. Who knows? Who cares? However you run your household, you still got to take responsibility. Too many times modern women want to sit up, watch the Food Network while eating some Greek yogurt, sprinkle in a little vanilla in there. They want to get up, have a cup of tea, sitting facing the sunlight, want to get up, leave the cup of tea on the table by the way, go take a bath, soak in the bathtub with a towel on their head, glass of wine, candle, and their little iPad propped up watching Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatever you want to watch. Leave the bathtub full, let it drain maybe after 2 or 3 hours because I forgot. Go lay in the bed, face down, drooling for 2 or 3 hours, and then the man finally come home. Oh shoot, I gotta do something. Still in your role from all day, ain't really done nothing. Come home, try to throw some lasagna in the oven. He bite into that thing. It's half frozen because you wasn't doing what you were supposed to be doing. You was in acting like a child. You had a real man, but you wasn't really doing anything. That's the problem. Like I said, once we start actually tasting the sauce because it looks good, smells good. House smells great when I walk in. But why is this lasagna? Why does it still taste like it's frozen? Oh, that's because it is. Dang, this garlic bread really tastes spoiled. When'd you get this garlic bread? Is this fresh? Oh man, that's been sitting in the pantry for about a month or so. Oh, actually, now that I look at it, it has mold on it. Why didn't you go to the store and buy some? Oh, I just didn't have time. And then he started looking around the house and see, oh, she really didn't have time because she was acting like a child and she didn't take care of her responsibilities.
28 female, made a joke with my husband, 29 male, and it's costing me my marriage with a man I truly love. My husband and I have been married for 4 years now. I truly do love him. I can't see a life without him. I took some stupid advice from some of my girlfriends regarding a joke that they have done with their husbands. The joke is basically telling your partner that you want a divorce. I never wanted to do it and thought it was cruel to do, especially to someone you love. Stupidly, I did it last week, and my husband's reaction wasn't what I thought it would be. I honestly thought that he would try and talk to me or beg or make suggestions like my friends' partners had done, but he didn't. Had dinner and we were watching a movie when I told him, I'm not happy anymore, and I think we should get a divorce. He looked at me for a couple of seconds, and I swear, it looked like something broke in his eyes, came out with a bag, and walked out of the house without saying a word to me. I told him it was just a joke, but he basically just brushed me off and walked out.
Can we clap for that guy? Let's do it. So that guy, whoever you are, maybe you watch the show, he has self-respect. So he took that information and he left. And then she said it was a joke. And you know what? He didn't think it was so funny. He did not think it was funny that she would listen to a bunch of her shitty girlfriends and take their advice and put him in a predicament to see his reaction. So let's break this down. This is actually very important. And this will happen. Number one, guys, if there's one thing I can tell you, when you meet a girl, pay attention to her female friends. What are they like? Do they seem like nice people? Are they in relationships? Are they in happy relationships? Are they nice women? Are they partying types? If she has friends that like to party it up all the time, go out to the club and bar, you got a problem on your hands, okay? She's not going to be worth it. You're going to have to battle her and the whole friend dynamic. If she has friends that are all single, that's a problem because you know what? They're going to want her single. And they're going to try to mess up her relationship over and over and over again by getting in her ear every time you do something wrong and trying to break that up because they're jealous that she's in a relationship and they want her out single, doing the nasty stuff with them in the club till 3 o'clock in the morning, half naked, drunk, and wrecked, okay? If they're in relationships that are toxic and they're running those relationships and they're all bitching to each other about, also a problem. So you need to pay attention to who her friends are because it will be a massive headache for you if you get involved with a woman who has shitty female friends. There are so many girl circles that I hear about, oh my God, I have like the best girlfriends. And then you find out that like they lie to each other. It's so bad. So much so that a lot of women are so jealous of male friendships because they feel like guys really look out for each other and have each other's back, and women oftentimes do not. Do not. Women aren't catfight jealous of each other. They like to get attention from men, even if that's their friend's boyfriend. A lot of the times, I've seen it so many times. They'll lie to each other. They'll try to ruin someone's relationship to keep them single because they're jealous and they want, they want partners in crime at the bar. It happens all of the time. So that's number one. So the fact that her female friends told her to play this joke, not surprising to me. Now, all those female friends, if they were with guys that got this joke played on them where it was like, I want a divorce and let's see how he reacts. And those guys stayed and just were like puppy dogs and, oh my God, you want a divorce? Well, what can I do? And played the game exactly as all those guys are just being walked all over, right? Those women run those relationships. That's like kind of borderline abusive that you would do that to a man, frankly, that you would try to play a joke like that. Now, the other really important point here is why did these women do it? Why did they play this joke? Well, why? Because they're constantly feeling out, how needed am I? How loved am I? How much power do I have in this situation? So if I tell him I want a divorce and he runs to try to fix it and he runs to try to make it better and he runs to try to keep me and to fight for me, then I know I'm so freaking valuable to him that I can get away with X, Y, and Z, and I'm never going to have a problem because he's so hungry to keep me. Now, if he doesn't, then it backfires, right? Like this guy. This guy had a backbone and was like, he didn't care if it was a joke or not. He wasn't playing her game. He wasn't going to be the toy, the pawn in her game. That's when it backfires. So just be careful, again, who you're dealing with. And guys, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, because sitting around getting jokes like this played on you, I mean, this is really just really morally bankrupt stuff that some of these women are doing. Disgusting. Hit that subscribe button for me and hit that like button. I want you to get in the chat. I want you to get in the comments. Keep the algorithm pumping. We're doing really well, but some of y'all are in here and you don't hit subscribe and you need to hit that subscribe. Do it for me right now. Boom. Done. Love it.
Modern women these days jump on too many trends. They follow the wrong people. And now, as you see, you get yourself into a situation to where you don't even know if you're going to get your relationship back. Instead of following your friends, you should have been following your husband. Instead of knowing what your friends was going to do, you should have known what your husband was going to do. Too many modern women, like I said, following what their friends do. Oh, it's funny, he. And the man becomes their source of entertainment. A lot of modern women complain about, oh, y'all always make fun of women, and it's always women that are the butt of the joke, and women are tired of that, and that's why we're leaving relationships and all that other nonsense. And then go out there and do the same thing. Modern women don't be looking at what they be doing. They be looking at what you do. They don't be taking accountability for what they do. They be wanting you to take accountability for what you do and what they do. What do you mean? Oh, well, you really hurt me last week because you said X, Y, and Z. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't have said that. How can I make it up to you? Well, even though an apology should actually be enough, even though a sincere apology should actually be enough. Oh, well, I would like it if you give me a gift and maybe buy me Starbucks or something like that. So putting me in the position as head over this relationship, as more important in this relationship, because I feel like I want something. But then when you do something wrong, instead of just saying, oh, my bad, and getting that man something and making it up to that man, you try to throw sex his way. I don't want that. I want an apology. I want the same treatment that you expect for yourself. Oh, but wait, you're not going to do that. As a matter of fact, you're going to sit up for 3-4 hours and tell me why you did what you did and how I influenced your decision to do that. Instead of just saying in 15, really honestly and truly, in 5 minutes, oh, I did that because X, Y, and Z, but I can see now that that wasn't the way to go. So I apologize. How can I make it up to you? Oh, it ain't nothing. I just, next time I would just say X, Y, and Z. Did he ask for a gift? No. Did he ask you to take him to Starbucks? No. He just said, next time, see if this is something that we can do in order to remain on the same page, to be a better person. But y'all are trying to blame all that stuff on him like he had the issue.
I just got back from my first date, and I need to know who raises these people. And before you tell me I'm overreacting, let me tell you guys what happened. And as always, if you like my stories, like to hear about my awful dating life, feel free to drop me a follow. But let's get right into it. So I ended up matching with this girl on Hinge, and she looked phenomenal. She was super attractive. She was exactly my type. I was pretty excited when she ended up matching with me. So as soon as I saw she did, I sent her a message, and we started talking. Just the basic back and forth banter, like complimenting each other. I can't think of what that word is. Where the conversation's very surface level and just about people's looks. It's not flirty, but it's something similar to that. And that went on for the rest of the night, and then in the morning I gave her my number. Because I try to only check Hinge a few times a day. So we start texting, and we talked for a little bit less than a week, I think 4 or 5 days. Conversation was solid, nothing special. We didn't text all day, but I would say we sent maybe like 50 messages back and forth to each other throughout the day. And after a few days of that, I asked her out. I wanted to do something a little different than dinner and drinks this time or an arcade, and she told me she loves reading in antiques. And I found this really cool bookstore that sells a bunch of like old books, vintage books, and then they still have the new stuff too. It's just a locally owned bookstore, I guess is the short way to say that. But I told her we could go there and then we'd go grab dinner. For dinner, I was thinking something along the lines of like Chipotle, Cava, Sweetgreen, something that's not fast food, but it's not like a full sit-down restaurant. Times are tough out here. These girls are running my pockets dry. But she said yes, and we decided to meet at the bookstore at 6 o'clock. It's like 5 o'clock, I start getting ready. I shoot her a text at like 5:45 that I'm on the way. Bookstore is basically like right next to my house. So I get there basically right at 6, shoot her a text, hey, I'm here. And I'm just scrolling on my phone, waiting for her to text me back. Zoned out a little bit. You know what it's like scrolling on TikTok. You kind of just lose track of time. And when I looked up at the clock, it was 6:15. Still hadn't heard from her. So I decided to shoot her a text, and she's like, hey, I'm running a few minutes late. I'll be there at about 6:30. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I've already waited 15 minutes. Why not wait another 15 more? People don't care about being on time anymore. But she texted me back, told me she was here at like 6:25, and I asked if she wanted to go meet at the door. She says yes, we go meet. She looks exactly like her pictures. Gorgeous is the best way to put it. Like stunning, looked amazing. Not even wearing anything crazy or like done up, just very good looking girl. Chit chat a little bit outside, but it's winter here. It's freezing, so we decide to head on in and start looking around the bookstore. She looks like a little kid in a candy shop, looking at every single book, thrillers, fantasy, horror, self-help, personal growth. Like she is everywhere, just looking at everything. She's telling me about her favorite artist. She's picking up books, putting them in her little, she brought like a tote bag. Also, sorry, as I'm filming this, I think I have a pimple on my mustache. Completely unrelated, just noticed. Regardless, we're looking around the store, looking at old books, talking about authors we like, genres. Is it genres or genres, like with a J? How do you say it? I think I say it genres. Genres. That felt natural. The date is going really well. Even stopped at the crosswords. I love crosswords, and I got 2 new crosswords. But as we're finishing up at the bookstore, starting to get ready to go to dinner, she has an entire tote bag full of books that I'm assuming she's going to get. We start heading up to the register, waiting in line. There was like 2 other people. We get to the front, trying to be a gentleman. I let her go first, so she puts all her books down, and the cash register lady is scanning them. Beep, beep, beep. I tried to count. She had, I think, 14 books. The cashier reads her total, $217 at this bookstore. It goes silent. I'm waiting for her to dig in her purse, go in her pocket, pull out a card, something. She looks at me and goes, did you get your book? And I go, no, I'll get it after, don't worry about it. She goes, oh. And I go, what? She looks at me and goes, I thought you were going to buy. You invited me. Maybe if you got like one $10, $15 book, I would consider. You have $217 worth of books. Not only that, they're all the gross, like grungy romance novels. I'm not paying for your books. No. But I look at her and I go, no, I got mine. You can get yours. Like I'll cash out after. She looked at me with the wrath of God in her eyes. It felt like she was trying to disintegrate me right there. Like one of those old-timey movies that just zap lasers straight through me. She looks at me, she goes, you're not going to pay? You're not going to get these? And I'm like, no, like I'll get mine, you get yours. And I tell her, I'll buy dinner, I have no problem with that, but I'm not buying all your books. We're having this conversation in front of the cashier. This should have been a conversation that was had while we were looking for books. Who raised you to think that I'm just going to spend $200 on books for you and I just met you, and you want me to take you out to dinner. She starts throwing a fit. She went full actress. Middle of the store, in front of this cashier. She starts going, you never do anything nice for me. Like, I don't even know why we're still together. Just like full on, like I'm a POS boyfriend. A scumbag, lazy boyfriend who does nothing for her. She starts yelling in the store how I don't even pay my portion of the rent. What about that money she lent me last week to get gas? I'm like, dude, I just met you. What are you talking about? I got so embarrassed. I paid for the books. I didn't know what to do. I cracked under the pressure. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll get them. And I put my book down. My couple little crosswords. I spent like $245 at this bookstore. The second I tap my card, she looks at me and she goes, thank you, babe. You're so sweet. I'm sorry. I didn't mean those things. I've just been having a rough day. She's shoveling her books into her tote bag. I walk out with my tail between my legs. I'm not even mad, just disappointed in myself. I don't even know what the cashier was thinking. Watching this all unfold, she probably thinks I'm the biggest piece of crap in the world. And we get outside, she just got a smile on her face. She's like skipping through the snow, happy as she could be. She looks at me and she goes, okay, meet you for dinner? This is when I kind of snap back to reality. I look at her, I go, you gonna pay to make up for it? She goes, no, I don't pay for dates. I just looked at her and go, enjoy your books, I'm going home. She goes, okay, thank you. And literally just walks back to her car. What is wrong with people? Why would you do this? What is wrong with me? Why did I buy them? I'm so embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for myself that I bought these books for her.
And let that be a lesson to you. I think a woman in the comments said, let this be a lesson. We do not reward bad behavior. It's going to be a lesson for you. You're probably young, hopefully, and you really didn't see what was going on. You really weren't paying attention. But let this be a lesson to you to pay attention. There's no way. There is no way, in my opinion, for me, that you're going to sit up here and force me, even if you're trying to embarrass me, to pay for $200. It's essentially the same thing as taking her out to dinner. I mean, you're going to get dinner, but it's kind of going to even out because we're going to Chipotle. So I'm going to go to Chipotle and I'm going to spend maybe 30, 40, 50 bucks, depending on where you are in the country, right? The prices might be higher or lower, but I'm going to go in there and get everything that I want on my burrito or whatever it is that I get. I'm going to get all that I want. I'm going to get stuff that I don't usually get. She probably learned that trick before she came on the date. She might have been even practicing that, watching somebody that did that type of nonsense, and she tried it on you and it actually worked because you weren't paying attention. And instead of just saying, no, I mean, you can buy a book and I'll pay for a book, maybe even two for 30 bucks, but I'm not going to pay for $200 worth of books. That's inconsiderate. If anybody were to do that, that's inconsiderate. I don't know you. Modern women are too comfortable having their hands in a man's pocket that they don't know. Why are you entitled to our bodies? Why are you entitled to what we look like and to tell us this, and this? Why are you entitled to my pockets? Why are you entitled to my resources? Why are you entitled to my money? Why are you entitled to my gas? You want me to come pick you up? Or you want me to spend money on an Uber to bring you to the date? When your feet work, they've been working all day. You took your feet, pressed on that gas pedal and went to work. Came back. Same thing over and over again. So how come all of a sudden now when it comes to dating somebody, you can't get in the car, make your feet work and get your behind down there to that restaurant? How come you can't get your behind down there to the bookstore and act right? My God. Next time, don't, of course you know it now, but don't do that, dude.
And I know it's some ladies in here like, nah, fuck that. I care about my man peace. I'll make sure he's at peace. And you know what? You're a fucking liar. And I'll show you who you are. Now, ladies, let's say you and your man are home alone. Home alone, it's just you two in the house. Y'all are on opposite sides of the house. And you're happy. You're really happy. It's the best day of your fucking life. You've never been this happy before. And instead of going, man, I'm so happy, I just want to dwell in this all day, for some reason you go, I wonder what he's doing. It's really quiet in here. It almost sounds like peace. So what do? You walk to the other side of the house just to see what this nigga's doing. And then you look in the room, and you look, and you see him, and he's not doing anything. This nigga's just looking off into the distance, smiling. Do you go, damn, he looks happy, I'm gonna leave him alone? Or do you go, fuck is this nigga smiling about, yo? Delusional as fuck.
Mandatory vasectomies for baby boys. Yeah, I said it. And if that made you flinch, good. You won't want to miss part 2 either. Trust me. You want to solve half of society's problems? Start there. Because here's the truth. Men don't want to wear condoms. They don't want accountability. They want raw. And when the baby comes, they say, oh, it's not my problem. So fine. Mandatory vasectomies. Problem solved. Abortions, they would drop overnight. Date rape pregnancies, gone. Single motherhood, cut in half. Generational trauma, reduced. And crime? Crime would plummet. Because fatherless homes are the #1 pipeline to gangs, violence, and prison. Fix the fathers, fix the future. This one move would take women out of survival mode, kids out of poverty, and society out of chaos. And the only ones mad would be the ones that never wanted accountability in the first place. So yeah, call it savage. But if we snip the problem at the root, we'd finally see what society looks like when women aren't carrying it all. Don't scroll, catch part 2 because the return on investment would be mind-blowing.
You wouldn't have to carry anything at all if you keep your legs closed. You wouldn't have to carry anything at all. It just wouldn't be there. Unless the man committed an actual crime. It wouldn't even be there. Wouldn't even come across it. It just would not exist. Not with you anyway. We got to start looking at what they was doing up in the 1960s, 1970s. They was out there acting a fool. You know that. While MLK was marching and doing that whole bunch of stuff, while John F. Kennedy was out there doing a whole bunch of stuff, so were y'all. And you was probably one of them too. Messing around. Acting a fool out in the field somewhere. Oh man, let's just love one another. Let's just chill, man. Chill, dude. You was out there in the field acting a fool. Having a good time. Just hanging loose. And now, when you have something that comes from that, you want to say men are the problem. You want to say men are the issue. No, I mean, at some point in time, you got to take accountability for what you was out there doing. How do we grow up being 18, 19, 20? Out there, he want to have something, you want to have something. Y'all both wanted a little afternoon delight. You knew the consequences. So now, when a baby comes, you're shocked. You didn't use protection and neither did he. Neither of you did. But both of you knew this is what I want. I want to have sex and I want to smoke. I want to drink and I want to get high. I want a delightful afternoon. Had a nice afternoon, a nice evening. I got up and I went to work the next day because that's what I wanted to do. I'm thinking about a nurse that used to do that type of stuff. Yeah, man, it was the 70s, man. Yeah, man, it was the 70s, man. Hey, she got a kid now. Love the kid. That boy is probably grown at this point. Man, probably in his late 30s. Come on, man. Accountability.
Okay, so the second rejection that I couldn't fit in the last video. Now, this is for a younger female. Her profile was actually perfectly fine. She's taller than average. She does have quite a few requirements, but I was able to find people who met those requirements, and I sent her 2 match suggestions. So for one, she responded, "Thank you for sharing the match details. I did have one small point I wanted to clarify before moving forward. I was wondering whether he is originally from the US, as I noticed some minor language and grammar inconsistencies and just wanted to better understand his background." Now, under usual circumstances, this is a perfectly normal request because people do want their partners to have a similar upbringing as them. However, this is what she responded to the second match. "After reviewing the profile, I don't think this would be the right fit for me, so I'd like to respectfully decline moving forward. To provide some helpful context, I think I'm better suited to someone who has a more understated sense of humor and wouldn't necessarily describe themselves as nerdy and considering a bob as a plus. I really appreciate your keeping this in mind for future matches, and thank you again for your efforts." Wait, what am I keeping in mind? I went back and took a look at his profile, and he called himself nerdy because he was describing one of his hobbies that he's really interested in. And he also said that he really likes the bob hairstyle on females, and he just mentioned that. And honestly, overall, his profile was really pretty normal. So then I went back to the first profile, and just to see what she was talking about with the grammar inconsistencies, and there was quite literally one thing that maybe was a little bit off. I understand wanting to align on things, but this is getting a little bit crazy. She has a problem with him calling himself nerdy, and she also has a problem with him using the word bob to describe a hairstyle. I just feel like that's so beyond particular that I don't even understand it. And I'm never going to understand anything else that's going to set her off in the future because this is so arbitrary. So this is my response to her. "Just a note, it seems you place significant weight on the wording used in profiles descriptions. While ideally I agree that people should put their best foot forward on apps and matchmaking profiles, these small snippets don't fully reflect someone's personality, background, or communication style. FYI, he was born and raised in the US. Since I have an expectation of a certain level of flexibility, and also because I can't reasonably guarantee that a profile's language or phrasing will meet your expectations, I don't believe the service is right for you, and I will be deleting your profile. Wishing you the best with everything, inshallah." Like, if you're not even interested in looking at photos of a person just because of a couple of words that they use in their profile, then yeah, I'd rather spend my time and energy into helping someone else.
You know, when you see this type of stuff, you just think single and alone forever. How can you find anybody if you nitpick at everything? And that's what I'm saying. And I feel like some of the men there are doing it too. Maybe, I think. But, you know, this young lady, I know she's probably trying to start early, which is fantastic, but you're not even getting out the house. I mean, like she was saying, how do you know who you like? How do you know who you don't like? Like I said, when I met my wife, it was only 2 things that I was looking for. You know, besides her being pretty, was she in my area? And did she believe the same thing that I believed in? So are you of the same faith? Yes. Okay. Once again, I'm talking to my parents about what I need to be looking for, what I need to be expecting. Are you of the same faith? Like really, and this specific thing of the same faith. Boom, check. Are you in my city? Boom, check. Okay. I like the profile. I like the way she looks. Seems like she's going in a pretty good direction. Might not be perfect. And she definitely ain't perfect. I'm definitely not perfect at all. At all. I will stress that again. I am definitely not perfect at all. Shoot. But God dog, I like a profile. Let me go ahead and like. Go ahead and click. Okay. She liked it back. Hey, how's it going? Good. How are you? Great. I think I might have said, you know, so what are you up to or something like that? I can't remember. Right? We were actually talking about trying to look through the messages and see what we actually said. But I think maybe that 3rd, 4th, 5th round of texting on the app or talking on the app, I said, hey, you know, yeah, mind if I get your phone number? Because I'm not on the app a lot. Or your social media, if that's what you feel comfortable with. Bada bing, bada boom. I get the number. We gonna talk for a few hours. If I like the way that things are going, hey, what do you think about a date? And get to know each other. Or we can do a FaceTime if it's comfortable to you, just, so you make sure, we see each other. Okay. I don't know if she accepted the FaceTime or she wanted to do it. I think she might have just said, no, we can go out on a date. I don't need to do a FaceTime or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. The point is, it was two things. If it hadn't worked out, I'd have done the same thing with another person. Two things. What in the world are we getting wrapped up and tied up for in nonsense? Y'all say y'all want a husband. You say you want a man, but then you focused on his words and his language. My God, do you think that you're going to have any language that's not perfect? Don't you think that you're going to have some language that he'd be like, ooh, I don't like that. Oh, I understand if you saying, okay, you said a bob or something like that. I don't know if I'm gonna really like somebody with a bob, or I don't know if I'm gonna really be somebody with a bob hairstyle. I don't think I'm really gonna wear that. Okay, then don't wear it. He said he just likes somebody with that. Dang. Oh, well, I'm not your type. You might actually go in there and like one. I mean, God dog, if a man says, I like a bob, if a man say he want it, I don't like it. But you waltz right in there and your hairdresser say, you know what would look really cute with this? A bob. An A-bob. I don't know if I like a bob. No, girl, look, watch this. See, my clients do this, and they look really beautiful. And then you waltz your behind into the house with a bob. So he actually gets what he wants. And you listen to your hairdresser. And that man said he wanted a bob in the first place. What would be the difference? My God. I mean, you didn't even get out the house and talk to the dude. And you starting young, like I said, which is great. But you're not even you're going to be looking at 30, 35. Man, I can't really find nobody. You know why? Because you're still stuck on what they said. That was one thing that was wrong. Oh, he got some grammatical errors. Anyways. All right.
I think we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go straight into this one.
Yeah.
But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants.
Oh, okay. Why is everybody so mad at this guy? This seems really reasonable. Just kidding, this is the worst post of all time. Let me teach you about all of the manipulative rhetoric there ever was.
Or their thoughts.
Yeah.
When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends, that's probably what's best for you.
I am making this post so I can show it to my daughters. When somebody reframes restriction as being protective, that's called benevolent control. This is taking dominance and then calling it wisdom. It is a preemptive deflection of criticism by saying, no, it's just what's best for you. I was just trying to help. But we're just appealing to gender norms. This is insider information to the stuff men know that women could really benefit from. God. There's also no gray area here. This is a threat. We call that an appeal to force. If you go out with your friends, you never know what might happen. That's a threat. That's a threat.
Because think about it. Are your friends really going out just for themselves, just to have a fun night? Being single, dressing provocatively, getting some drinks, whatever, and not expecting some guys to come stare or hit on them or whatever?
Are your friends really going out for themselves? Yes, sir, they are. And that's why you don't like them. This is what we call loaded language. It's where you phrase things in a way that leads to a very natural conclusion. So it's not single, it's dangerous. Dressing provocative is just dressing up. Going out, guaranteed male attention. Male attention, absolutely bad. But really for him more than her. But remember, we're just doing what's best for you. But it all lays on a bed of victim-blaming logic. You could have prevented anything bad that would have happened if you just would have listened to me. Because it's definitely not the perpetrator's fault. No, it's not them. It's you for putting yourself in that situation.
No? Don't think so? Okay, you might be stupid. Let's just, hate to break it to you, but that's a really dumb mindset.
It is not my insecurity, it is your lack of intelligence that's causing all of these problems. This is a manipulative appeal to fake inevitability. There is absolutely no certainty that this thing's gonna happen, but if you think that it's not gonna happen, for sure, so you don't trust me as the person who's gonna keep you safe, then you're an idiot. We call this an appeal to common sense, but it's not actual common sense because that's not really a thing. What you are taking as being a universal understanding is actually just sexism. Circular logic operates like this. Men will hit on you. If you don't think men will hit on you, you're stupid. You are stupid, so I should guide you. Because I'm guiding you, you shouldn't go out.
When your partner says, hey, I'd prefer if you didn't follow this person on Instagram, or hey, I prefer if you didn't have Snapchat because it's a toxic app and it's not the best for my mental state, whatever.
This is called emotional blackmail. If you really cared about me, you'd delete it. Because I'm going to go ahead and weaponize my vulnerability as something that you are responsible for, not something I need to address. This whole damn thing's dangerous, but this is isolation rhetoric. Your only source of validation needs to be him, because if it's not coming from him and it's coming from anywhere else in the world, that is dangerous. That is a dangerous thing. Why? Because it threatens him. But really, don't forget, he's just looking out for you.
You should willingly unfollow or delete that app because it is affecting your partner's mental state, okay? You should be constantly reassuring your partner that you are in it for the long run and you are in it for them and not for anyone else.
In less than 90 seconds, this went from, I just want what's best for you, to, you need to alter your world for my comfort, your friends are problematic, and if you don't agree with me, you're stupid. Only a couple steps left, what else could there be?
Don't be peacocking or in a relationship while looking for something else at the same time, so you're out there flaunting it just to fill a void, okay?
We call this invisible rule setting. You better not do anything that I might think is inviting attention to you. Well, what would that even look like? Peacocking. And if he's the one setting those standards, then it goes back to that same person being the one that has to be the source of all of the validation. This is fear of abandonment in a tough love costume.
It's not toxic to want what's best for your partner, okay? You're the toxic one if you think it is toxic or controlling.
Oh, Darvo, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. I'm not toxic. You're the one who's toxic. If you think I'm being toxic, this is because of you. The word gaslighting gets thrown around a lot, but that is 100% what's going on here and being encouraged as advice to an audience of people that he's not even with. This is just the playbook, but it's really the blueprint for like emotional abuse. That roadmap goes as follows. I know best and your friends are dangerous. You are stupid if you do not agree with me that they are dangerous, and so you need to make sure that you delete all of your apps. Why? Because they make me feel bad, but I'm not paranoid. And if you think that's paranoia, then you're the toxic one. I'm not. And that is isolation rhetoric.
Yeah, let's go through a scenario here. If you get out there and cops tell you not to speed, the law says don't speed. Well, I can speed. I can do whatever I want. I can control my speed. Yeah, I know you can control it, but just don't do it. Like, don't stop speeding. Like, we make laws. We try to set these laws so everybody will be safe. Okay. I know you can probably speed pretty safely, but it seems like even if you're driving defensively somewhere or another, somehow you can't account for what your car is going to do. Well, my car is new. I just bought off the lot. Again, you can't account for what your car is going to do. Even though you just bought it new off the lot, you never know what's going to go wrong. They have recalls all the time. So your car might be in one of those recalls, or it could just malfunction. You never know. That's a factor. So if you're driving at a safe speed, we're trying to lessen the chances. We're trying to pull back the risks of what might happen so we can keep everybody safe. Does that make sense to you? Because it's not just about you. It's no longer about your feelings, just your feelings anymore. We have to keep everybody safe. If you live in a city, if you live in a town, if you live in a place that only has one stoplight, you're in and you're out in 15 minutes. Guess what? They still have laws. They still have rules. They still have guidelines. They might have one sheriff. They might have like maybe 2 or 3 officers. Not really a whole lot of crime going on, but they still have laws. You know why? Because we're trying to keep the whole, the total safe. That means Officer Johnson. That means Deputy Frank. That means the judge, the one judge or the two judges that we have. You know, that means everybody down at the county clerk's office, the DMV, which we don't have because we're too small, so we got to go into town. That means Miss Sue down the road, who's been living in this town ever since she was a little girl, and the school that she used to go to shut down. That means everyone, everybody. So now when the man says, listen, look, I understand you can probably take care of yourself, but you have to look at the totality. You have to, well, that's their problem. This, that. Right. You have to look out for everybody. Okay? If you go out, well, I'm going out to look cute. I want to do this. I understand. You might be going out because you want to look cute. You like the way that this looks. I totally get it. But I'm trying to tell you, when you step into a social scene, it is no longer just about you. Okay? Other people have feelings. Well, they need to take care of this. They sure do. There's a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing. And if that man comes over there and puts his hands on you, that against your will, that is a crime. But get this, if you're speeding, like we ask you not to, you were also in the wrong, as well as that other person that crashed into you. They are also in the wrong. Okay? So two things can be true at once. So when you walk into that club and you say, what were you wearing? Oh, I was wearing this dress that, they can see my underwear. I didn't even have to bend down. They can see my underwear and they can see my entire chest. A man is attracted to that. That's automatically going to trigger his lust. So he need to be aware of his lust and he needs to be disciplined. That is true. That is true. He does. He definitely does. And once again, let's reiterate, if he puts his hands on you without your permission, he is committing a crime. And especially if you explicitly say, sir, stop touching me, he is committing a crime. But he says to you, and you'll note, hey man, your body is smoking. I don't know all of this. I don't know what you're doing. He's commenting on what you're doing, on what you're wearing. Well, how do you even know what my body looks like? Well, because I can see your underwear. I can see your chest. So I'm commenting on how good you look. Oh, and by the way, in this environment that you're in, that's typically what men do in this environment. That's typically what they come here for. I come here to have a drink, kind of look at, some chicks, hopefully pick up some chicks, maybe have a good time and go home. If you're a married woman or a woman in a relationship, there are some things you have to put down. Well, I still want to have fun. Is there another place that you can go to have that type of fun? Well, I still want to go out with the girls and enjoy a drink. Is there another place around town that you can go and enjoy a drink, that you can have a drink with your friends? Painting with a twist, sipping and slay, or whatever it is, sip and paint, whatever you want to call it. Is there, an exclusive lounge or something like that, where maybe you guys can go to where maybe the type of men that would normally be at a bar doing that to women wouldn't be there, or the risk would be minimal? Is there something like that? We have to explore these options, because let me tell you what, you would want that man to change because he's in a relationship, to shift what he's doing in order to say, okay, now you're in a relationship. Some of the stuff that you used to do, you don't need to be doing anymore, because you're not marketing to anybody. Well, I wasn't marketing to anybody anyway. I was just trying to look cute. Right. But because you're unaware, I'm telling you, you're only thinking of it from one angle. Remember, we have laws to protect everyone, not just you, to keep everyone safe. I understand when you get back in your house, you might, or your yard, you might be able to do certain things because that's what you have control over. But out in the whole world with everybody else, we have to make sure that everybody else is safe. I'm surprised as a man, you don't understand that. I'm surprised as a man, you can't think of, oh man, you know, it's not just me anymore. I got my little girls now. Or I got my wife now. Certain things I got to be on the lookout for. Now, also to the Snapchat, if you're going over there snapping your friends, ain't no problem. But if you have a lot of male attention on that app, now you have to say, what am I posting that's, you know, bringing these males to my page? Am I saying something that they agree with? What types of pictures am I posting that's bringing them to my page? And if it's something that you're posting and you know, you just in like jeans and a t-shirt or something like that, that's a little weird. You know what I mean? If you're getting like a whole bunch of male followers, that's a little weird, right? And that's probably not going to happen. But if you are posting stuff that's sensual, oh, girls night out, I'm looking cute. Like I said, you got darn near got your underwear showing, got your chest all out. Somebody's probably going to take notice and, oh shoot, I'm going to fall to that. I might even try to snap that because she's been all night taking pictures of how cute she looks and what she's saying. Oh, I'm cute. But what it's saying to him is, this is revealing. This is something I like. She says she's married. Well, I'm married. I'm married. You're not acting like you're married. You're not dressing like you're married. Oh, well, why do you dress like you're married? With respect to your spouse, with exclusivity to your spouse. I know you understand that concept, but sometimes we act like we don't understand things, which is him explaining in a probably a simpler way, and you coming back and acting like you didn't understand what he said. I know if you've got daughters, you understand boundaries and setting rules. You understand setting guidelines. I'm sure you didn't let any old other boy or girl, if that's what she was into, walk in that house just freely. You didn't let them sneak in and out of the window because we don't know what's going on. Oh, well, daddy, you know, I'm just sneaking out and you should be okay with that. No, because number one, it's a security issue. If you sneak out that window, my mom and me and your mom are asleep. Somebody might sneak in that house and then we all come up unalived. We all come up eliminated from this world because we sleep and you snuck out. And then you come home, who gonna take care of you? That person that did that might still be in the house and take you out too. So it's a security issue, number one. Number two, it becomes a security issue again because we don't know where you are. We don't know what you're doing. We don't know if you have your phone on you. Your phone might wear down and you don't have no battery. Oh, I forgot to charge my phone, but I'll do it when I get in the car. Oh, shoot, I don't have no battery. Dang, what am I going to do? And now let's just keep on going. We'll figure it out. And we know that teenagers aren't the best at thinking on their feet. They ain't the best at thinking at all sometimes. But we know they're not the best at thinking on their feet and problem solving. They're still working on that. They're still developing that. So when you sneak out and go do this and go do that, it creates a sense of security and panic unnecessarily because you shouldn't be doing it for the reasons just stated and other things that I have not said. So we're going to set a boundary and a perimeter for you so that you can stay as safe as possible. That's what a man is supposed to be doing. But if you sit there just like the modern woman and try to attack all of his points. Oh, you just being controlling and manipulative. And no, he's not. He's putting a perimeter so I can, well, man, this man hit on me. He did this, and this. Did you wear that dress? Well, yeah. Well, that's probably why he was attracted to you. You're beautiful, but that's probably why he was attracted to you. That's not rocket science. It's cause and effect. That's all it is. It's cause and effect. If I go out there and I'm speeding through a work zone, a construction zone, and I fool around, see a cone in the area, flip my car, who's going to have sympathy for me? Nobody. Matter of fact, after I get life flighted and I get everything taken care of, they're going to make sure I didn't hit nobody. They're going to look around and say, okay, glad that you made it, Mr. Smith, but we're going to have to take you to jail. You're going to have to spend some time in jail, as well as pay this fee. And maybe, just maybe, if you act right, then you can get good time served or good behavior and time served, and you can be let out a little bit earlier. But you will be in probation, so we can watch and make sure that you're not endangering the public. So we have laws to keep everybody safe. If you're out there speeding and you mess something up, then we got to hold you accountable regardless. Does that make sense? I know it does. So what he's saying is, before you go out there speeding and then wonder why you ran into something, I'm telling you right now, you're about to run into something that you don't want to. And then you're going to be wondering, why this happened to me? This, and this. I'm telling you, why this man come up to me? Why is he talking to me? Before you go out there, this is the type of environment that you're going to be in. Before you go out there, these are the types of things that are probably going to be said to you. Before you go out there, this is the type of person that's probably going to come up to you. If you want to avoid this type of person, avoid this area altogether. But if you want to go in this environment, wear this, carry this, say that. Make sure you stay with this group of people. Make sure you stay close to this area. Don't go over here alone. I'm giving you guidelines in order to keep you safe and make sure you return home to me and the kids, if you got kids, safely, unharmed, and have a good night out. How's that sound?